This is an extremely emotive issue across Tamil Nadu, and over 300 students today quoted arrest in Chennai. These students were protesting the alleged genocide in Sri Lanka. These students tried to lay siege to the governor's bungalow. Let's take a look at Priyamvada's report from Chennai.
In Tamil Nadu, you can see law college students have gathered here. They want to lay siege to Raj Bhavan, Governor's Bangla, but by then police have prevented them. They are not allowing them to move beyond this point. They are here. They are demanding that India should vote against Sri Lanka. But beyond that, they are saying that Sri Lanka should be made to accept the genocide, and also Sri Lanka should be tried for war crimes. That is their demand now, and you can see intense political pressure also coming in from Tamil Nadu. A lot of political parties all are also demanding that Sri Lanka should be tried for war crimes. Karunanidhi especially has threatened to walk out of UPA if central government doesn't seek amendments in the US resolution. Priyamvada in Chennai for headlines today.
And the DMK had earlier raised the stakes on the controversy of Sri Lankan war crimes. It had all but rejected the Prime Minister's efforts to break the deadlock by sending 3 senior union ministers to meet Karunanidhi. Sources are telling us that the DMK ministers in the union cabinet may just pull out. Now, Defence Minister A.K. Antony, Finance Minister P. Chidambaram and also Ghulam Nabi Azad will meet the DMK Supremo later this afternoon.
Just wait for 2 more days. I think if everything turns out good for the welfare of the Sri Lankan Tamils, and as everyone in Tamil Nadu is desiring that an independent, credible commission of inquiry, international commission of inquiry, is created to go into the war crimes and genocide inflicted against the Sri Lankan Tamils. That's what we are insisting for.
Karunanidhi had already threatened to pull out of the alliance, which of course T.R. Balu now has said there is no threat to pull out, but they do want the government to take suitable measures. They do want the government to make amendments in the UNHRC resolution against Sri Lanka. Sources tell headlines today Karunanidhi set a 1-week deadline for the centre.
இந்த கூட்டணிக்கு உள்ள உறவு நீடிக்குமா என்பது சந்தேகம், நீடிக்காது என்பது उर्दी।
उन्होंने कहा है, हमने सुना है ना, आज हम वोट डाल रहे हैं ना वो विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं। अभी इस पर फैसला तब होगा जिस दिन वोट के मकाम पर हम पहुंचेंगे ना। अभी तो आज तो नहीं वोट पड़ा है ना, तो इस पर फैसला हो जाने दीजिए। हर चीज पहले से बताई नहीं जाती, जब फैसला हो जाता है तब बताते हैं। और आप समझते हैं कि हम हमारे साथी हैं वो गवर्नमेंट में, हम उनसे बात नहीं करेंगे, उनकी बात और सहमति से ही फैसला होगा।
The centre is speaking in different voices. On the one hand, Union Finance Minister P. Chidambaram is saying that he's confident the government will vote against Sri Lanka. On the other hand, the government is actually issuing a statement of the Human Rights Review of Sri Lanka appreciating the efforts of the Sri Lankan government. And headlines today is Priyamvada now joins me for more on this story. Priyamvada, students agitating. This is a massive issue in Tamil Nadu. Now take us through what the people want and the political developments that are taking place.
Now it's no more just about India voting against Sri Lanka in UNHRC, because more or less people are convinced here that India is indeed going to vote against Sri Lanka. But what they're seeking now is to bring about influence that amendment. Point number 1, ensure that Sri Lanka declares that a genocide had taken place during the war in Sri Lanka. Number 2, ensure that Sri Lanka is tried for war crimes. That is an international independent investigation into war crimes. These are the 2 major demands of students here. There is protests happening, breaking out, I would say, almost every 1 hour in different parts of the state, not just in Chennai. Students are united. In fact, Tamil Nadu government had declared holiday for the students, but still they are coming out in the streets and protesting. While this is happening on one side, you have political parties also protesting, and also immense political pressure on the central government from all the political parties. Just a while back,
Yes.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister wrote a letter to the Prime Minister. Karunanidhi has already threatened to come out of the alliance. So definitely, India is in a tight corner. They have to think about the diplomatic ties, but at the same time, they cannot ignore the sentiments of Tamils here in Tamil Nadu as well.
Just explain one thing. T.R. Balu just said there is no threat to pull out of the coalition. Can you explain? Initially, Karunanidhi says it won't be possible for us to stay in this coalition. Now, T.R. Balu says no threat. Why this flip-flop?
Well, this is basically a political game, I would say, which the DMK has played many times. Yesterday, talking to the media person, DMK chief very clearly said that they will have no option but to pull out of the government. They will come out from the ministers, pull out the ministers from the cabinet, and when the ministers are not there, there is no point in continuing the alliance. Basically, after that, we saw in the midnight Congress leaders calling up the DMK chief, trying to pacify him, and they're going to come down now. But
Okay.
till the talks happen between the Congress leaders and Karunanidhi, DMK Balu obviously wants to play safe.